Hello, Massatax here and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to have a look at a battle from a ranked battle reward tank. It is the Tier 9 American Heavy Tank, the Concept 1B. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy what you see, please don't forget to subscribe. So before we get into the action, I'll show you my crew and equipment that I'm currently using on this tank. My crew on this tank are quite good. My commander Schwarzenegger is onto his 6th skill, the rest are onto the 5th skill. There's my crew from my M5Y. The equipment I'm using is all bounty equipment, so I've got bounty ventilation, bounty stabilizer and bounty rammer. I'm also using the premium consumable food. On field modifications, I have maxed this out, so I get a permanent bonus of plus 3% to vehicle hit points and plus 1% to engine power. Haven't fiddled with any other modifications. So now, let's have a look at it in action. Today I'm playing on Malinovka. It's an encounter battle, which means both teams are attacking the same base. And I've got the 4-5-6 matchmaking in a middle tier today. I'm also platooned up with my friends Mighty Thor in the AE Phase 1, another good tank, and Mad McNeil in the M6Y, full American heavy lineup. So what I want to do is push to the top of this hill. Normally when I'm not top tier, I stand back a little bit. Don't really want to be front line because there's some big heavies, top tier heavies opposite to us. So I normally take like the second line. But in this tank, I'm so confident in it, I don't mind taking the front line, especially if I can get on top of a ridgeline, because this tank is fantastic on a ridgeline. Since the mobility is quite decent on this tank, I've managed to get to the ridgeline before the enemy and before the rest of my team. So I took a shot into the side of the Super Conqueror. Always best getting the higher tier tanks if you can get them easy enough. I got the side of them. So there's the Striv 103B. I am getting the assistance for spotting these as well, but I'd like to get rid of that because he will be sniping us from the bush. You just need to wait till he turns his armor slightly and then you can get a shot into him. Now he's one shot and then taken out, but I'm going to try and get another shot into the Super Conqueror and succeeded. Artillery did hit us, so I used my first aid kit to get rid of the stun so I can keep this gun going. Another shot into the Super Conqueror. That's a great tank to get out of the game this early on, and especially if he managed to take the ridgeline, we would have been in trouble. There's another shot into him, and my armor is standing up excellent. Now he's the tier 8 TNH, managed to take him out. So as you can see how important it is to win this ridgeline and win this quick. We're absolutely dominating this game now. That IS-7 is going to be a bit awkward if he pushes down there. So now, since the action's calmed down a little bit, I'll take this opportunity to tell you a little bit about this tank. And I have to say, I would say this is one of the best tanks I've got in my arsenal. All them people waiting for the Chieftain to come back out, or hoping that the Chieftain will come back out, I would definitely say, if you can, get this tank. I know if you have played ranked battles, I'm sure you can still go in and purchase the tanks for bonds. It is 20,000 bonds, but I would highly recommend this tank, especially when you're playing randoms. This is much more dominant tier to tier compared to the Chieftain, and that's because in tier 10 everybody's fire and gold, so your armor isn't as good, although you still have excellent turret armor in the Chieftain. But also artillery always focuses you. Don't get us wrong, the Chieftain is a fantastic tank. Just in randoms, it's just not as dominant as what this is. I personally think the Chieftain is more suited to clan wars than randoms, and that's why I'm saying this tank is better tier for tier. So I'll tell you a little bit about this tank and I'll tell you about the gun. It is 110mm. It has 258mm of penetration, which is really good at tier 9, with 400 alpha damage. With my crew and equipment, I've got a reload time of 8.28 seconds. which gives us a DPM of 2,899. I have an aim time of 2 seconds dead, which isn't too bad, and a dispersion of 0.33, which is good for a heavy tank. On top of that, since your standard shells are APCR, you have a shell velocity of 1478 meters per second, which is excellent for sniping, and you also do get the 10 degrees of gun depression. On top of having a good gun, you also have decent mobility. You do have a forward top speed of 45 kilometers an hour, but your engine power is really good, so it doesn't take that long to get to them speeds. And then you've got a reverse speed of 18 kilometers an hour, which is always good for playing them ridge lines. Then on view range, I haven't got anything boosting my view range, but I have got a view range of 465 meters, which is past the top 445, so that's decent as well. Then it comes to the armor. Just as most tanks, that's really good on ridge lines. The hull armor isn't the greatest. 130 millimeters on the front, 120 millimeters on the side, which makes it great for side scraping. Then 80 on the rear, which isn't too bad for rear armor, but you don't really want to get shot in the rear. Then your turret armor, as you can see, it's a really long turret, so no flat surfaces from the front, and you do get 250 millimeters of armor on that, and then 110 millimeters on the side, 100 on the rear. So basically this tank hasn't got any weaknesses, and if you can get one, as I said before, definitely do. Let's have a quick look at the stats. It was a class 1 badge. That's down to me 3 kills, 4,437 damage with 3,219 assist. Top of the tree for XP with a base XP of 1,395. Second for damage, I made 157,000 credits. That's due to a personal mission payout and personal reserve bonus. Plus 11,931 XP, that's due to playing in a platoon, playing a premium vehicle, a personal reserve bonus, and an award for the first victory each day, which was at ×5. Apologies for the quality of the stats. I am having a problem with my NVIDIA screen recorder. So I'd like to thank you for watching today's battle. I hope you found the information useful and you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to like and comment. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. There's a little icon in the bottom left hand corner. Cheers.